Hiya, and welcome to episode 3 of Meaningless, Weirdos Unite. We're at a point in time that none of us walking this earth has experienced. And whether you look at that through a practical lens or a spiritual one, you can't deny it. So let's embrace the idea that two truths can exist at one time and say through both of those lenses, it is a correct perception that we are in unprecedented times where we have the capacity, we have the ability and the time, most of us, to get awakened to these concepts of emotional awareness, of spirituality and what that means to us, and of mental health. And whether you want to admit it or not, this changes everything. As we come to accept ourselves with all of our faults, and we begin to understand that emotional wounds from the past and traumas shapes most of the way we see and react to things in our worlds, we begin to have a true understanding of our authentic nature underneath the wounds and traumas. No one is without wounds and trauma. No one. And if you believe that you have lived a life without collecting either of those things, I'm here to tell you you're wrong. Even with a perfect life, you still experience the initial trauma that we all go through. The initial mother wound, the event that gave us life, being ripped from our mother, and the preceding 6 to 10 month journey to the realization that we are a different being from our mother. Because it does take that long for an infant to become fully aware of the fact that they are a different being, a different body, a different person. And that is trauma. Even if the birth went perfectly. There is a group of people within our time that I would like to bring to your attention. The children between ages. These are the people born in the 1990s. Now, the reason these people are important is because they are the purveyors of the shift of ages. And while that is an important sounding name, it's fraught with confusion, misunderstanding, loneliness, and overcoming a hell of a lot of trauma. Traumas belonging to them and traumas belonging to the wider collective. These people were growing into adults in such a confusing time. Women being told being feminine was weak, and to be feminist was to want to be like a man. Men being told that they are dangerous, toxic, evil, and that they need to embrace their feminine side. Single parents were more common, both parents having to work a lot more common. Technology, it changed the way we could educate ourselves and communicate. It offered so many new ways to escape the world, more than we've ever seen before. It came with this obsession with labels about gender identity, sexual preference, love language, apology language, attraction type, relationship style, and on and on and on. And I understand the label, of course. The labels help us understand ourselves. They are an excellent point of reference for self-discovery. But we are talking about the confusion this causes when you're growing into an adult. And these people born in the 1990s were told that their desires to build their own version of the world, of the working world, geared more towards this real balance of work and play, towards authenticity, made them lazy. These kids don't want to work anymore, when in reality, these kids were designed to upset that system. These kids were the beginning of the awakening. These kids would be more connected to their emotional and spiritual awareness on a larger percentage than any generation before them. And it would be their ability to survive this fast-tracked evolutionary energy that in the long run revolutionizes the world. It is that ability that they were born for. And if you've come this far into this video, especially if you were born in those times, or you love people who were, you know I'm right. There is a significance in the movement of the universe that not only writes this story for those people, but it predicts and it tracks that story. And I believe that there are ways to map the human psyche and its intricate web of categories that can help us better understand ourselves and others. that we can better understand the energy the universe provides us with on a daily basis, using these cycles of evolution to help guide us to our greatest purpose as humans. And right now, the energy is speaking to us in the revolutionary, chaos-causing, fearless, change-loving language of Aquarius. And all of us are experiencing it in different ways, different activations of this energy in our psyche. And this push, this underlying craving and push for something new is bubbling away. And this is either showing up as something you want and crave and need, or something you're scared of. But either way, it's happening. I also believe that the moment of your first breath provides a map of your psyche that belongs to that body you are in, that can guide you through the chaos with a better understanding of everything. And today, I want to talk about Aquarius energy. And if you haven't seen what your natal chart looks like, go to my website, scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, put your details in, get a little map, come back to this video, and let's talk. So, why Aquarius? We are experiencing an influx of Aquarius energy because the parts of our psyche that represent our underworld have shifted into this energy of Aquarius for the first time since the 1700s. And our underworld hasn't had a shift of energy for about 250 years. This underworld space in our psyche, it holds things like our deepest, darkest impulses towards sex, death, explosive transformation. It governs unconscious drives, instinctive needs, change by being aggressive, and change by being dangerous. It's this concept of deconstruction as well as awakening, resurrection as well as power. It's metamorphosis, it's rebirth, it's cycles. Everything is cycles. It holds secrets to where your power sources are, your compulsions, all of the things you hide, you distrust. It's what we can't see about ourselves that we project onto others. It's how we bond. It's where we want to invest, where we feel trapped. It's how we grieve. It is what we are obsessed with and how we will grow and spiritually evolve through life's toughest lessons. And this energy is now in revolution mode. And the secrets that we have held in there, that we have repressed, that we have never seen even, are becoming much harder to keep in our shadow. And right now, the universe has us on the axis of Leo and Aquarius energy. The sun is in Leo and it is opposing its energy of Aquarius. The sun is our ego, the moon is our emotions, and these energies hit their peak on the 19th of August when we had a super full moon in Aquarius. The surrounding universal nonsense and chaos energy that came with that, I'm sure you're still dealing with it. And we will all be dealing with it as it plays out over the next month until we get an energy shift with the moon, and in a longer term, over 6 months. Now, with this energy, we are being guided toward creative expression and being ourselves, being able to bring these creative ideas that sort of bubble under our surface, bring those into the real world. This Leo energy that the sun is giving us wants us to be able to live in the present moment. And Aquarius, which is where this moon energy is, and a lot of other underworld things, is about progressing and advancing humanity with revolution and new ways of thinking. Now, Aquarius energy is the energy of being misunderstood because it has this focus on things to come, on new ideas that it wants to achieve. So it faces this energy from a collective that doesn't quite understand it, that tells it it's crazy, that it's too weird, that it has no idea what it's talking about. And sometimes even that it's egotistical and even believing that it could think of a new idea that could even work out. Now, the comfort that Aquarius energy has with change, it can also trigger other people that are scared or struggle to embrace any sort of change. And this energy, it thinks it needs external validation to make sure that it's not being too weird. But in actual fact, it needs to be validated that it is super weird. And it needs to be completely accepted for that weirdness. You know, no one can see what you see, right? And you have to believe in yourself and trust the weirdness. So this Aquarius energy is activating this underworld space, and this brings personal and collective energy shifts, emotional and spiritual awakenings and awareness. And that full moon asked us to have faith and to be brave in our innovative visions that people think are weird. So if you have your birth chart, let's do a little lesson in what you are being activated within your psyche to revolutionize, to lean into the weirdness of, what you need to be focusing on, which parts are you embracing authenticity. So let's go through the planetary placements in your psyche and what they are about and what they are activating, okay? If you have Aquarius in your sun energy, this is your ego, right? The light you shine your creativity through, your passion, what energizes you, your authority. And you're being asked to upgrade these concepts about yourself, right? What that means for you. Now, the moon is your non-negotiable emotional needs and emotional fulfillment and family relationships. So you're being asked to see your emotions as a gift to connecting with your weird instead of turning it off. Likely you've been told that you're cold and unfeeling, and in reality, it's just that you don't have the ability to feel like anyone would understand what those needs were. And you're being asked to find your people, find the people that will understand, okay? If you have Aquarius in your rising or ascendant, this is your outward persona, right? The impression people see you. And you likely have a distinct style with how you represent yourself, and you're being asked to transform that, transform the way that you look so that it really does embrace your authenticity. Mercury is your mind patterns, your data, your organization, communications, and who your people are. Mercury currently in retrograde is asking you to sort of reanalyze those things about yourself and find what truly works. Venus, this is your relationships, creating beauty, feminine energy, financial worth, and self-worth. And in relationships, you're likely unpredictable, but super outgoing. Like you need a mental connection first before anything else. And you're probably rebellious toward relationship standards and styles. And you're being asked to accept that about yourself and to continue to build relationships that are meaningful for you, that are revolutionary for you, because you are here to bring revolution to relationships. And that comes through accepting, what's outside of the normal for you. If you have a Mars Aquarius, this is your raw instincts and leadership and masculine energy, and you are likely a fighter of equality. You are unafraid of making a move or a choice that other people would feel uncomfortable doing. And right now, you are being asked to do that forcefully, unapologetically, and you are likely facing a hell of a lot of blocks along the way, okay, while you are trying to achieve this, all right? Keep going. Now, we get to the bigger planets, and these represent places in our psyche that are more generational because of the time that it takes for them to make this revolution into a new energy, okay? So we share these energies with a collective of other people. And when I mentioned earlier, the 90s babies, this is where you will see why and how they are getting propelled into this transformation faster than any other group of people. Now, many of these bigger planets transited Aquarius during the 90s. So if you were born in that time, you were born to be revolutionaries in one way or another, to bring rebellion and to be a completely different type of human. You were the first at so many things, okay? So let's look at Jupiter, which is expansion, success, higher learning, wealth, status, where you take risks and see the truth, and where you want to be extra. So you kind of bring the troops together, right? You have this deep belief in personal freedom and being your full weird self, okay? I'll put the dates up over here for you, and you can see 97 to 98, okay? So looking into those 90s. There are other ones that are in there as well, but as we go down, you can see a lot of these happened in the 90s. So Saturn is next up, right? Now, Saturn is structure, tradition, ambition, what you're here to overcome, right? The lessons of the past. So respect and earning reward, very important to you. People who don't hold that belief or attitude towards earning things, they're not your people, right? They're a waste of your time. So you're being activated to really help change the rule structure of the collective from that place. Now, Saturn is currently retrograding, and that's going to help allow your rule structure to flow a little bit more with your inner beliefs, because that is where is the vessel for change comes from, okay? So those are the dates there, as you can see, 91 to 93, 93 to 94. Now also people born within these dates as well are being impacted because you are having your Saturn return. What's a Saturn return? Well, just like your birthday every year could be called a sun return, meaning the sun returns to the place it was when you were born, Saturn has also returned to the place where it was when you were born for the first time. And this coincides with adulthood, and it kind of asks you what type of adult, what type of man, woman are you wanting to grow into? Are you wanting to be, right? Okay, so Uranus, the planet of change, the planet of transformation and insight, it shows in our psyche our ability to have breakthroughs and ideas, and it tells us what we stand up for. So with Aquarius here, this is like a super social person, right? Your ability to adapt is like no other. Change never scares you, and you are being activated to revolutionize through whatever it is you have been gifted with, right? So your gift could be music, could be leadership, could be teaching, whatever that is, you are being asked to revolutionize that, right? And again, with the 90s placements. Neptune, intuition, emotional connection, dream space, your psychic powers and spirituality, what forms of creativity you're capable of, all of those things, right? So you're completely uninhibited with your urge to improve the world, all right? You are someone that is an activist. You are the activists, and you sort of bring the reasons why change needs to happen, and you are being asked to reanalyze all of those things right now before the closing act of this year. All right, Neptune is retrograde until December, and that is going to be a huge closing act, and again with the 90s babies. Okay, now some other places you could have it: North Node, representing your fullest potential. So if you have a North Node in Aquarius, you are here to be revolution, all right? Find out what it is your gift is and revolutionize that. You are being pushed towards it. And it's going to involve a different level of authenticity that you've never accessed about yourself, okay? A South Node Aquarius, well, that is about wisdom, the wisdom we're born with, the lessons we are moving away from, okay? So it's like through this energy, we are moving away from revolution obsession that is detrimental to others. Okay, with a Lilith or a Chiron, these are wounds and guilts and shames about being too weird, all right? These are lies that we have told, that we continue to tell ourselves, that we are too weird, all right? Too weird for everybody. And so we fear showing up as ourselves. So if you have those placements, you're being really activated to sort of see where those wounds start and heal them. In your birth chart, or this map of your psyche, there are also house placements. Any of these in Aquarius will tell you what is changing in order for you to bring revolution to, or where it is you are supposed to bring revolution. Okay? It's going to bring up things in those spaces in your life. So if it is your first house, this is the house of self, okay? Ego, self-image, your first impression, and your physical body. If it is in your second house, this is your house of value and possessions. So this will come up in how you make your money, where you invest, and your material environment, right? Your house. Your self-esteem and also your self-worth will be affected. The third house, the house of communication. So how you communicate and connect with others, your online persona, media, electronic devices, community, technology, neighborhoods, siblings, travel, okay? These are places you are to revolutionize, where ideas will come up that you can revolutionize. Fourth house, house of family and home. You're here to bring revolution to the way your family has done things, right? So how you relate to your parents or your own children. Your mother energy, right? So how you create a safe space where you develop emotional intelligence. You're bringing revolution to that. Fifth house, house of pleasure, right? Self-expression, creativity, art, culture, romance, crushes, first dates, passion, fun, casual sex, everything that brings you joy. Sixth house, house of health, relationship with your body, physically and mentally and emotionally and spiritually, right? It's your ideal career because it's also the ways that you are to be of service of others, right? Daily routines, fitness and health also included. Seventh house of partnerships, so romantic partnerships, commitments, business relationships, contracts, negotiations, other people that we encounter, marriages, business exchanges, knowing ourselves through interactions with people. It's your pairing style with others and what you need in a long-term partner and what kind of partnership makes you happy. Eighth house, this is transformation, okay? House of transformation, so birth, death, sexuality. It's karma, joint property as well that has transformational abilities like inheritances, your erotic nature as well thrown in there. Passive income and investments, 12th tortured feelings of obsession, revenge fantasies, you know, that rage that rises up in us when we have to let something go, or the occult. Ninth house, house of purpose, philosophy, higher mind, rational investigation of truth and principles of being, right? Morals, ethics, dreams, spirituality as well. 10th house, house of social status, career path, achievements, professional goals, ambition, success, fame, tradition, leaving a legacy, okay? 11th house, house of friendships, where you find harmony, organizations, collective beliefs and actions. This is astrology. This is the achievement of your full potential. This is creativity, independence, spontaneity, unexpected things happening, or having insights. 12th house, house of the subconscious. This is the subconscious mind. It's your private strengths and weaknesses, where you connect to departed ones through channeling or memory, how you confront and learn from past actions. This is dream space, shadow self, unconscious and repressed emotions and trauma. Secrets, fears, dreams, hidden desires, fantasies, addictions, destruction, healing, and, you know, enlightened transcendence that those things involve. So the majority of us will have Aquarius energy somewhere in our psyche. If it's not in your map, Aquarius energy is ruled by Saturn and Uranus and governs the 11th house. So those parts of you are being activated to a lesser extent, but it's still being activated. And if you get really into the parts of our physical body, some of those are also ruled by Aquarius energy. So things you could be dealing with are issues with the lower legs and ankles, forearms, blood circulation, right? So all of the circulation processes, including like eliminative processes, right? Also the connection to the spiritual world and the driving force that gives us the energy to live our daily lives, right? And accomplish physical achievement. All of those things are Aquarius energy. In tarot, Aquarius is the star and the fool, and it governs the 5, 6, and 7 of swords, representing a new beginning after finishing an old journey of battling to a point of surrender. You know, we move into this calmer waters and we overcome hardship, only to discover enemies who have been hiding as friends. Or self-deceit, right? Enemies as friends could be deceiving yourself. And, you know, we couldn't uncover those things until we healed enough to trust ourselves. And it tells this story of whatever mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual issues you have been experiencing are behind you, and you are ready to embrace what your future holds, even if you can't see what that is. So we are being guided to a new collective energy, which feels a wish our authentic selves made about total acceptance, right? The wish of being totally accepted for who we are in all of our weirdness, in all of our weird glory. This wish of being independent and having inner stability that can't be shaken by the outer world, while at the same time really truly understanding the effect of our energy on others. Okay? So if you want me to help you understand your own map, your own psyche, if you want to be more connected to your higher self, you can book an appointment through my website, or you can just like and subscribe to my channel. Remember, we live in a meaningless life. You can decide whatever experience you have means. Thank you for watching. Good luck, Aquarius energy. Let's bring this revolution in. And as always, stay weird.